If you just avoided one of those interactions, or if you had a raindrop, this would go completely differently.
Right.
Healing and harm.
It's fine that you TP bottom, as long as you learn from your mistakes before you made just now. And if I were you, I would still go for the Maelstrom instead of going for the Mask of Madness. It's fine.
It felt like they had a lot of damage over time, you know, and I felt I was behind at this point, you know, so the Mask of Madness kind of, you know, I feel like gets me in the game a little faster.
Looking at like how the laning phase went, let's say compared to a normal game, how fast do you think you gotta join team fights in this game?
I mean, it's all very situational, right? It's like, you know, the way I think about it is like, okay, I have my chrono. You know, is it a fight where my chrono can be impactful and I can get out? You know, it's kind of like early game Spectre almost, right? Like I don't want a quote unquote team fight. I want to like jump in, kill somebody important, and then get the hell out of there.
So how soon your hero can do that? Is it just a cooldown, or is it anything else you consider there?
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on who can contribute DPS. Like, what my likely targets are. You know, how farmed are they? You know, so like a Mask of Madness increases my solo kill potential. And especially I feel like at my rank, it's iffy at whether or not, you know, people contribute. You know, I can count on people to contribute. You know. And so it feels like that has value. Ideally, you know, if I can chrono somebody the right way, then NP I guess really is the only one who like massively contributes. You know,
here's what I'm getting at. You have two options at this point. You could go for this like Mask of Madness Maelstrom build, or you can go for this Midas Maelstrom build, or Maelstrom build, one of these two. Either way.
Yes.
So how do we choose between Midas and Mask of Madness? How do you do that? That's my question.
I guess, like, for me personally, I'm thinking, do I need to sustain that, you know, the health steal, life steal gives me, you know, and the way I'm thinking about it is like, well, if I get out of position and I'm anything less than full health, you know, like Slarter Silencer is going to destroy me. I just don't have a lot of wiggle room there, so I want to be as close to full health as I can be all the time. That was my thinking, and Midas just did that for me.
Okay, so what you're getting at is not a bad decision making, but here's the thing: the whole health issue problem can be solved through other means. And honestly, once you finish your Maelstrom and you have maxed out Time Lock, you're not going to take significant damage from jungle camp, especially if you get any regen from your jungle items. So if we put that aside, the difference between this Mask of Madness and this Hand of Midas, this one is more farm oriented, and it tells me I'm going to fight a bit later on, but I'm going to be stronger. While the Mask of Madness build tells me that once I finish like these two items, not only I farm decently, but I also can be a threat in a chronosphere. Like activating this Mask of Madness with a Maelstrom inside a chronosphere, that's a kill. On, let's say a sniper or a silencer. So I can like get some solo kills, value kills.
Right.
So the decision comes from, okay, how fast I expect myself to join a team fight. Or how useful I am if I go for these two builds compared to these two builds. And the better laning phase you have, the more likely you go for this route. And the weaker laning phase you have, the worst enemy type heroes you're up against, the more likely it is you go for this one. Okay?
Okay.
So that's how you can like decide whether to go for this one or this one. I personally, in this game you could just play a bit safer, and you just start with a Maelstrom and like see how it goes from there. If like the game is like really bad and like there is no space to farm, like everything is really awful, you go for Mask of Hand of Midas and hope for the best. That your team can hold the game till you get enough items that you can carry by yourself. And if the game is like fine and everything is going well, then you can start building either the full Mjolnir or get a Mask of Madness and like join the team and help them in the team fights.
Yep.
And over here, Radiant's top tower.
Getting first item Mask of Madness is good when you can actually interact with enemy heroes. Like if you have the lifeless and let's say you're full HP or something, you can actually go challenge them in the lane. Well, this is definitely not the case. Like Slaughter just destroys you. Doesn't matter if you're full HP or half HP. Same goes for the Silencer. Like those are just bad matchups. And if our goal is to just jungle, then it's better not like it's better to go Maelstrom the red. Like you don't have this, but like you're not taking much damage from jungling, especially if you had any healing from this.
Right. Well, the goal was to be able to, actually show. Like that was.
I know, but that's exactly what I'm saying. No matter what you get, you can never show against SRR.
Nothing good happens.
Right.
Unless you have a negative force coming to the game, which is like again, you don't need the Master of Madness for it.
Right.
I'll take that.
That will not be. I hope you have some mana regen coming up in your inventory. So once the team fight is finished, make sure you're fixing your issues on and your resources. Small clarity will be like doing a lot here.
Dire's top tower has some radiant shaped problems. Dire's top tower has fallen. Do Radiant want their middle tower to fall? Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is having
to be honest, after that team fight, I was expecting you to go through Portal and go bottom. Once you're below 75 mana, it doesn't cost any mana to go through them. And it's still easier to farm these 4 camps compared to like these 2 camps, as you're finding out. You can farm these ancient camps once you have your Maelstrom, plus the Mask of Madness.
Yeah, the only reason I stopped to do it was because Omni was offering to help, which did.
That means your Omni is off map now. So like, okay, now they pushing top lane, they killing people on bottom lane. Like the map is like kinda getting dark. Not the best situation to be at. You want to be like self-sufficient and support for bullshit.
It's all fucking game. We have an NP in all game. I'm finding 2 XP runes like just sitting there. It's so frustrating.
I mean, it's good. Like, why you complain? You're getting free 1k XP.
Because it means he's not going to steal theirs either. Like, normally like a half decent NP is like all over the wisdom runes, And,
I think he tried for the 7 minutes on their side. But regardless, like your team just made a team fight, they get a kill on this guy, and like your whole team gets like 700 HP. Enemy team killed Nature Prophet, they get this much HP. You just passed by 2 wisdom runes and you got like 1,120.
Yeah, I'm not complaining about it. I'm joking. I'm happy to have him. It's just like,
He just sacrificed himself so you get more HP.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if that was his plan, great. I just don't think it was his plan.
Their loss is your game, man.
Unstoppable. Triple kill. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, so any reason we didn't farm anything in this area?
Because Slark's up there. I just wanted to connect with the team. Slark was up there, and they were going ham, and I have Chrono, and so I just wanted to be near them.
Okay, so what you're telling me makes sense. If your teammates, instead of diving here and are getting 2 kills already, they be around here, and they about to join the fight. So like you get there, so you can use Chrono to like help them with the fights. You get what I mean?
Yep.
But like the moment you start going towards them, the fight is kind of over. Like 3 heroes dead, 1 hero's top, 1 hero's bottom. Like look at the minimap. Like you know there is no danger in here because it's just a solo Stark, and his teammates are dead. So it's the best thing to do is to just farm here and make sure a Stark cannot farm here.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't feeling super strong at the moment, and so like I wasn't entirely confident in my ability to push Slark out. Like if Slark decided to go on me and my team like walked bottom, I didn't want to get stuck. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. The thing is, Slark is busy with these 3 waves. Like he has to finish the 3 wave before he comes and mess with you, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna take the farm in front of him, and so it gives you time to at least farm one of the camps. If you tell me, okay,
Sure.
I farmed 1 and then I felt danger and I leave, then we could discuss, okay, 300 heroes dead and like your teammates can't help, well, no one can help him.
Right.
But like that's a discussion for after you start farming. Okay. So make sure when you go into areas, you stay farmed, you keep farming. Much better than leaving areas without farming it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under
I
attack.
see they immediately go bottom here, and so with all them respawning, I didn't want to get stuck.
Yeah, it's fine. What I'm saying is that you would farm 1 camp and then you would leave, and like you would use time walk to do it even faster, and like you would be totally fine. And, like you would guarantee if a start coming towards you, he's gonna miss some farm. And if he ignores you, then oh, he's lost.
Dire's courier is so dead.
It's totally fine if you just cast the Chrono on that silencer and leave to farm. That would be fine as well. If you want to like come in and like help a bit more to the team fights, that's okay as well.
Dire's middle tower is
It's not a bad thing to like use your ulti to kill just support, especially at this point in the game.
Yeah.
Look at Dire's bottom tower, Jax. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's getting.
Okay. Am I seeing this right? Oh yeah, you did.
Look at Dire's bottom tower, Jax.
It's hard to see
Oh,
that
and there
trade
goes
switching
Dire's
into
bottom
350.
tower.
Yep.
Yeah,
Make sure you just trade switching every time you time walk him. Also, you could like put this thing down and up when you eating these notices. Same with these things. It's like 7 all attribute. This is like 2 all attributes. Like if you just put them down and up, you will get way more
Dire's
mana.
bottom tower is under attack.
Sure.
Yeah, small details, but in a long run.
Killing spree! Dire's structures are full. Dire's top tower is about to fall. Just wait. Dire's top tower has some radiant.
So if they want to kill you from this point onward, how would they do that?
So I still don't have a dispel. So if they come in, stun me, like Slaughter blinks on me, stuns me, and then Balancer globals, or Ogre can stun me. If anybody stuns me, basically, and then they have to burst, and then if global's available, then I can't Q out, and I can't Chrono to save myself.
Okay, fair. So main thing is this global silence. So like if someone goes on you, even a Slark goes on you, and this guy press ulti, then you die, kind of.
Right.
So we need a dispel.
Yes.
Now we have 3 options for the spell that makes sense on a core. We're not talking Lotus Orb, of course. We're talking either Satanic, Disperser, or as you are building a Manta. Okay?
Yep.
So now let's talk which is better when, right?
Yep.
So let's start with the Satanic. When is Satanic is good?
I mean, when you're, on Void, obviously there's a little damage there, but it's, helps prevent burst. I mean, it gives you more health, and then you're, more likely at full, or you're more likely to be at full health, I should say. So if I'm looking for just like pure survivability, that's how I think of it.
I would say Satanic is also very good in long team fights. Which allows you to like stay in the fight for a longer time. Or the longer the team fight, the more region you're gonna get out of the Satanic. Also in the team fights that like it's a bit committee, like they jump in and they're not gonna go out. Like when they're in,
Right.
So like there are heroes like Anti-Mage, they jump in and they jump out, and there are heroes like Sven, like he goes in with his blink ulti and like he's gonna burst or he's not gonna do anything. He's not gonna go out. He only has a aim piece.
And in this case, they already have Mask of Madness, so that's like most of the benefit of as far as long fights are concerned. Already.
I mean, technically, you can disassemble this for the Satanic, right?
Right. I'm just saying, as far as weighing the pros and cons of each item.
Yeah. So like that's if like we're in that situation, we can go Satanic. One key thing about Satanic is that it does work with your scepter. So in late game, once you have a scepter, either through Roshan or you bind it, you can like just tongue walk and get life steal out of your tongue walk hands, and like it's gonna allow you to heal up a lot without doing anything. The second option, let's talk Manta. When is Manta is
good? If you need to, I mean, the illusions are obviously a benefit as far as pushing lanes, just confusing people. It has agility, so obviously on an agility hero, you actually get some damage and armor out of it. And then it has stats, which is helpful. But obviously and I guess it's the same cooldown as the Satanic is as far as the Dispel is concerned.
Yeah. So Satanic is a bit more farm oriented compared to a Satanic. Manta is more farm oriented compared to Satanic. It also allows you to like create map pressure without showing. So like you can be like farming up there, and then your illusions are pushing the lanes out for you. So it's kind of a scout that it sees a gang coming and such. And it also, in some cases, allows you to disjoin an upcoming spell, which is like a nice thing. Like let's say a sniper is casting his ulti, you can like just use the Manta when his projectile is in the air, and like you just disjoin it. So like it allows for like some more survivabilities in some cases. But that's that. In terms of damage, it doesn't add much. Like it's nice inside the chrono to have some illusions attacking as well, but like they don't proc the time down, so it's not that nice on a Faceless board. And the last option is Disperser. When do you think Disperser is good?
So I mean, as you described earlier, it has you get twice as many dispels out of it, and you can also purge enemies. Or does it still purge? Or
it doesn't purge them, but it doesn't slow them down.
So it's just the slow, even on the upgraded actors.
Yep. But there's always more.
Around the target. Right. Yeah. So there's a lot of utility there. Obviously, you don't get. No, now it's plus 40 agility. What's the build up?
Here's the build up.
Oh, because it's an eagle song.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I did not realize that. I thought it was still the,
Yeah.
whatever it was. Exactly. Okay. Well, that does change things, doesn't it?
Yep.
But still, I guess in this game, again though, it's going to give me a lot of damage and a lot of attack speed and quite a bit of armor, but it doesn't give me that raw hit points, that raw health that.
It doesn't add your HP pool. Like if you are getting burst full to 0 from something, it doesn't save you. So like it's not as impactful against the starter jumping with his shard and then hitting you. But other than that, for let's say you're against a silencer, it's more impactful. Read the active part out loud if you can.
Right. That's great. The 350 AoE slow for enemies, and also a basic dispel, and unslowable. Wow.
So here's the thing: if a silencer press ulti and you have this item, and let's say you're around like 1 or 2 other teammates, you press this and then you all get dispelled. Like you just remove the whole global silence from yourself or your teammates. Let's say you just remove it from Omni-Knight, and then Omni-Knight removes it from you, like with his repel. So you guys can like help each other out on this. So it's like a better dispel in terms of like what it does. And also, as you read it out, it's unsnowable. So like against the spells like this Warlock thing, this spell, the Upheaval. It's a ungrounding. If you dispel it, it doesn't matter. It's gonna reapply itself. Like it gives unsnowable movement speed, which helps a lot. Or against spells that are not dispellable, like some of the Venomancer things, or some of the Viper things, like his ulti. He's just not gonna be a slowdown anymore.
That's really useful. I had not realized that. That's incredibly powerful.
Yep. And also, if the team fights are long, over the time, it's gonna burn enemy mana. So don't just buy a disperser, say, oh, I'm gonna burn enemy mana entirely, and they're not gonna have mana. It's not gonna be that much. It's 40 mana per hit. Let's say at like 23 minutes in, even a hero that doesn't have that much intelligence, it has still like 600 mana. Okay? It's gonna take more than like 10 hit to burn his mana. He's gonna die before you burn his mana. Most of the time. So heroes that have mana issue, they will suffer from this. Or the team fight has to be long for this mana burn part to be effective. So in this specific game, you can go for dispersion directly. At this point, since like you're having a good game, you are free to farm. Like right now, if you look at the map, we have all the tier 1 towers, and enemy doesn't have any. So the map is open for us. Like we can farm literally anywhere on the map almost, and enemy has like very small space in their triangle only. Because of that interaction, like we have a lot of space to farm, and you have like farming spells. You can't be a bit greedy and going for disperser. Notice how this is like 5,700 gold item. This is the 500 gold item, 100 gold item, and this is like a 4,600 gold item. So like this is the most expensive, but like it helps you the most also inside the chronosphere in terms of killing, like the most damage as well. So you can like go for this item and like be happy with it. And then after this disperser, if you really need BKB, fine, get a BKB. But I would say just get a Manta after that. If it's just a dispel you need to survive. Like the Ogre stun is the only thing you really need a BKB for. Like I don't think that's enough for a BKB for me. Like that's just one stun. Like, it's not even that long. 1.2 second. Okay, it's not that much. So you can like have just 2 dispel, and then you will be good to go in this game. So yeah, consider that as a decent option instead of meta. Anytime you feel like you can get away with it. Keep in mind, it's an expensive item.
Yeah, but that's great. But I mean, it has a decent build up, so.
Dire's middle tower is under Dire are scanning for enemies.
Global. Oh.
Yeah, I I didn't know the trees, NP trees blocked me in Chrono. I'd never seen that before.
The thing that happens is that your chronosphere is not a blink movement speed. It's just extra movement speed inside it. Like when you are inside the chronosphere, you just can move fast. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, you can move up and down cliffs, and I don't think other trees block.
You cannot move around the cliffs. Like if there's an enemy on top and you're on bottom, you cannot go on top. Or if you jump on top and chrono, you will stuck on top.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I've been intuitively using it wrong, I guess.
So like if you're stuck on somewhere, you need to either cut the trees or just give up on the target and get away. It's just chronosphere, just give movement speed, nothing else. It's nothing other than movement speed there. One other thing is that here when your team died,
Dire's top tower has fallen.
like you could just jump in and chrono the guy and like hope for the best. But like the time that like they cast their spells and your team is dead, and like notice how your strongest hero is on the other side of the map. This is all the indications that tells you get the hell out of here. Like time walk somewhere that no one guessed, like inside some trees, somewhere abnormal like there or there, and then TP out.
Right.
Don't feel like, oh, I have chrono, I have to use it. You don't have to.
Look at Dire's bottom tower. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Don't feel pressure using your chrono. Just farm when you have farming items.
Dire denied their middle tower.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I've just always intuitively used my Q, and as far as the trees and the cliffs are concerned, just never clicked.
Morning. If you're looking for Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Jax thinks Radiant's tower is about to fall. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay. So, how do you feel about going high ground here?
I don't. I want to Roche. I'm begging to Roche. I'm like, please, let's Roche. And then my Necro has said a couple times, yes, let's Roche, and then he keeps not Roching, and so I'm kind of there to support, and then if things go well, great, but I'm begging them to go Roche.
Okay, yeah, you're absolutely
so
right.
Okay,
so if you've been a support, I would say you're doing totally the right thing. Since you're a core, you don't have to like follow your teammates around when they're doing something you don't want them to do. Okay? So right now you have like if you could be bottom, I would say okay, go defend bottom lane. Now since you don't have a TP, because we misuse the TP or something, doesn't matter. Your team is like about to like go towards high ground. Right now, I want to see some pinks coming out on this Roshan, and I want you to like stay here and farm this area only. This is 4 camps. That should be enough to cover your 1 minute farming time. It's not the best farm because there is like to a small camp, but it's close to the Roshan, so that's good enough to me. Right now, just go farm this camp. Play around the objective you want. The thing is, if your team decided to like go high ground and fight, then you don't want to have any risk of you dying there, and you're not obligated to help them on that. You're obligated to be around the objective you want to take.
Right.
By the way, if you pay attention, you could just chrono and kill this silencer and get out.
Just wait.
Now that
I was really looking for sniper as kind of prioritizing.
It kind of makes sense. It's just I don't think you can do that. Like, you want to do that, you just can't do that. Silencer needs to show himself before you can like chrono him, and it needs to be close enough for you to time walk without a shot. It's like it's just not gonna happen.
Right.
Unless he's like a bad player. One of the use of this Manta should have been pushing this side in. And like if you use them around here, it would be perfect. Usually around here you want to use it like before you get to this point. Around here you want to use it and then you go back to like farming these while your Manta is pushing out. If you feel like, oh, the map is ours, we're in control, no need to like do that, I can like push up till here, fine. Push up until here, farm this camp, send the Manta away.
Yeah. No, I was distracted with Necro was asking everybody to report me when he died there, and so I was doing some relationship maintenance.
Did I see you walk from here all the way to here just now?
Oh yeah, because they've yes.
Introducing portals, allowing you to go from bottom lane to top lane.
Well, sure, but I was basically mid when they said, "Okay, we're roshing," so I just walked.
That's fine.